Welcome back to Cinema Flicks Music Picks. I'm Davey, your host with the most, the beast with the least. Least I can do today is continue on with our albums of 2022 series, and forgive me if this is a bit of a cheat. I thought it might be, and then something was released that made me think it's not a cheat at all now. It's not a cheat at all. So, looking back, this is joint number 6 of the year, and it is the double release by Jack White of Fear of the Dawn, which came out first, I believe, last March, and Entering Heaven Alive, which came out June time, something like that. Yeah, I think this was March and this was June. So the very lazy way that it was described is that this was the rock one, this was the folk one. And on the face of it, that does some things up on the face of it. It's a little bit more intricate than that. So Jack had made both albums, all the tracks for both albums, and wanted to do a double, but couldn't find a way to sequence it that didn't sound, this doesn't work, this doesn't flow, there's no, he wanted to make a White album where things were eclectic, but still had a cohesion to it, or a cohesive nature, and couldn't find a way to do it no matter how he sequenced it. So he decided, okay then, I'll do it as 2 separate records. And he does so. Fear of the Dawn comes out first, which is the more, it's definitely the electric one of the two. Ostensibly, yes, this is more of a rocker, but it's a real illustration of, and possibly the best yet, and this is saying something, of Jack's skill as a musician. His guitar work on this is stunning, even by his standards. Just breathtaking. There's moments on this Frank Zappa would be proud of, Satriani would be proud of, just, with pure dexterity and skill. But then he can slow it down and play some bluesy moments, and he can play some moments where he's using nothing more than a bit of refrain and some reverb, so he doesn't have to hit a million notes a second to sound great. He's a very versatile musician, and this album, Fear of the Dawn, really is possibly the best illustration of Jack as the electric musician. There's a few tracks on here that sound like his side projects. A couple of things that are a bit dead weathery, and definitely a couple that are a bit raconteurs, like his project with Brendan Benson. Eosophobia features on here twice, and that is a Fear of Daylight, so Fear of the Dawn essentially, which is where we get our title from. But the opening track, Taking Me Back, that's one of the best riffs you'll hear this year. Dun, dun. Down, 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 down. Fear of the Dawn itself is an absolutely phenomenal title track that comes up next, and then the White Raven is all over the place, absolutely all over. You can just go through every single one of these tracks really and say something about it. It's just remarkable, sensational, breathtaking. And I don't want to for this album because I've got that box set that's in the thumbnail to show you in a second, because I noticed nobody has it on YouTube, so I thought I'd better put it up. What I love about this as well is songs flow into each other in a very natural fashion. So oftentimes there's no beginning and end. It just one note is the last note of one track and then the first note of the next track, which might have come from when the album was still intended to be a double. Who knows, but I can't imagine how they would flow into some of the tracks on this. But we'll go into this one now, because we're covering 2 albums and a box set. I don't want to waste all day with you today. This album, Entering Heaven Alive, phenomenal. But to call it the folk album, no. That's a lazy description just because it's much more acoustic bass. There is jazz in here, quite a bit of jazz actually. There is kind of ragtime stuff. Speaking of which, Cab Calloway appears, he's sampled on Fear of the Dark. There's a lot more piano based stuff on it. There's kind of balladeer stuff. You know, there's more going on than just Jack strumming away at an acoustic. And it starts with a tip from You to Me, which is a brilliant opener again. Ask yourself if you're happy, and then you cease to be. That's a tip from You to Me, and it's worked for sure. I don't ask myself for nothing more. My peace is freedom from the masses, but the masses cannot see. That's a tip from them to me. Yeah, there's a darkness to both of these albums in a totally different way. This one is clear darkness, a very clear darkness, and this one is a more internal darkness, a much more... This one's public frenzy, panic in the streets. This one's midlife crisis. Let's not forget Jack's 46 now, so he's not the spring chicken anymore. All along the way is a fantastic track too. Love is Selfish is one of the more jazzy tracks on it. There's certainly some lovely balladeer stuff in that. Queen of the Bees, gorgeous. Queen of the, despite the somewhat silly title and occasionally goofy lyric, Queen of the Bees is one of the standout tracks on this record. And what I love is that, in fact, Please God Don't Tell Anyone is phenomenal too. There's some terrific stuff on that, really confessional stuff. Please God don't tell anyone what I do or what I've done. When my father gets to heaven, please spare him the telling of the ways I've been sinning ever since the beginning. He won't understand, and even if he did, I'm still his son. I don't think Jack gets the credit as a lyricist either, because he is such a great musician and producer. A Madman from Manhattan has some kind of scat singing stuff going on. There's some terrific stuff there that's all over the place. It's a bit like Step Right Up from Tom Waits' Small Change. And then Taking Me Back, the track that's on here, to open it with that great riff that I mentioned, that ends this album in an acoustic version. And it's full of violin. So the same riff that we get with the heavy fuzzed out Jack White guitar is now the exact same riff done with a violin on this album. So phenomenal stuff. I really can't recommend these albums enough. I think, and I've always been more of a Jack White fan outside of the White Stripes. Call that heresy if you will, but I love the Raconteurs. Adore the Raconteurs. And these two might be the best thing he's ever done. These two might be the best things he's ever done. Although that first Raconteurs album, that Broken Boy Soldiers. What made me really want to put them together though is towards the end of the year, Rough Trades finally convinced Jack, why don't we put them together and make it a double? So we get this beauty here, which where we combine both albums and you get an exclusive live EP. And the pull quote there, if you can't read it, says, the appearance of Jack White was nothing less than irresponsible. We received numerous noise complaints, the local authority. So what this gives you is a live album recorded at Rough Trade's premises on the kind of rooftop. He's doing his own, if he can't do the White Album, he'll do his Let It Be rooftop performance. So I'll show you what you get here. I won't show you everything because you don't need to see it, but you get, so there's your hype sticker. It's very plain. It's almost like his version of the wall there as well, isn't it? Nothing on the back. It's just more bricks. And then when you get the album, it's exactly the same as the CD. Nothing different there. Same covers. But when you open up, you get some crazy splatter vinyl. Some absolutely bonkers splatter vinyl, which is rather lovely. Yeah, dig that. And the the other album is exactly the same. I'll take a second just to show you. Yeah, so same again here. Same on the back. And then, although this one has a picture sleeve rather than just white, so may as well show you. And once more with the splatter vinyl. So, gorgeous stuff going on there. And then what makes the set exclusive is the appearance of this 12-inch EP, which is, you can see, he took over and Rough Trade and turned it into Third Man Records London for the day, and played up here, and was closed down by the authorities. Again, I quoted you the pull sticker where instead of saying how good the music is, it just concentrates on he's a naughty boy, making all that racket in the rooftop. This is fantastic. The back features articles written about the surprise Jack White appearance. There's the kind of admittance ticket and whatnot. Wasn't announced in advance for the after party. So the band on the night was Jack on guitar and vocals, Dominic Davis on bass, and Drew Jones on drums, so 3-piece. Damien Hirst was involved in it as well. I think he did the balcony setup, and and thanks to Jordan, the flying banker in his underpants. But this one comes on your nice regular black with the Third Man label, that gorgeous old school Third Man label. So there you go. So I'd recommend for vinyl collectors, if you don't have this set and you want these Jack White albums, pick this set up. It's exclusive to Rough Trade, and if you're nice to them, they will send you one of these if you buy enough stuff eventually, which is good because I love a beanie. You will want this set because it's got 5 tracks, which are from all through Jack's career, including, brilliantly, Steady as she goes, from the Raconteur. So it's not just the solo stuff, and it's not from these 2 albums either, so you're not just going to get stuff that you've already just heard that on the album. You do get Seven Nation Army, okay, we've heard it, but to be in the streets, look, there's a picture of the people in the streets just going, what's going on there? You know, I'm sure to hear down, 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 down. Must have been rather exciting to hear Jack White playing the Seven Nation Army riff. So bless him. So yeah, tis the year of Jack White. 2 fantastic records and a wonderful box set. So to me, I'm counting it as 1 record with a bonus EP live. That's how I'm now counting it. Even though it doesn't have anything on the spine, I hate that. Never give me a blank spine. So yeah, don't just take it as Jack White electric and folk. Take it as Jack White eclectic and acoustic based. That's the real message of it. Dark as hell. Slightly more uplifting when it's acoustic, but not much if you really read some of the lyrics. 2 brooding, fantastic records. Can't recommend them enough. Best thing he's done since the first Raconteurs records. He's not lost a step. In fact, he's gained. He's better on guitar now than he's ever been, ever. So yeah, whatever's next, Jack, I'm there. I'm so there. Solo, Raconteurs, Dead Weather, new band. Who cares? I'm with you, man. So. Listen, thank you very much for your attention. I knew I couldn't go into as much detail on the albums themselves because there was 2, and a live one and the box set to show you today. But as always, stay very safe out there, and love and mercy, my dears. Love and mercy. See you tomorrow.